Hello, I'm Vincent.
And I'm Andrew.
And here we are again, looking at trying to outdo each other. It's a little game we play where we say, right, have you got any interesting covers this week? And we grab them up and we rush down here and we see what each other's brought to the party. And something you may not know, Andy, that I am one of the safest people in the world to fly with. And the reason for that is that I've already been on two big jetliners that had emergency evacuations and caught fire. So the chances of it happening to me 3 times are infinitesimal. But I've got some covers here from flights that were even more unlucky than me and got themselves damaged and salvaged, and it's a whole area of collecting interest. So I put one under the camera, and this is from a flying boat called Challenger, which crashed in 1939 and has a very interesting bilingual British and Afrikaans flying boat correspondence damaged by seawater, and it certainly was, wasn't it? The stamp floated off and it got itself a little beaten up around the edges, and we wouldn't have it any other way for crash mail. What's the point in a perfect cover that came away unscathed from an accident? So I'll move that away from the camera, and I'll show you the next one, which is still on a nice album page here. I shall put it under the camera. This is from a flying boat, the Calpurnia, and we've got this no-nonsense big cachet here. Let me zoom in on that. You can see it's also taken a bath with tears and stains, and wonderfully refreshing for a philatelist to welcome such damage, as it adds to the history and the patina of the cover. Let me zoom out again there. You can see the whole thing again. And it was on its way from London to Hobart, Tasmania. And that was the Calpurnia crash. I have another one here. Lovely album page, but for the camera I shall remove it. Now this is from another flying boat called the Cygnus, 1937. It was dispatched from New Zealand to connect with the Australia-Singapore Southampton service and arrived in Karachi. The following day, the mails were reloaded onto the Cygnus, and with Brindisi, the overnight stop, and on taking off from Brindisi, it crashed. And so here we are. It didn't make it in one piece to Scotland. Lost its stamp again, which is very common with these seaplane crashes, and did get this tremendous cachet. So I shall zoom in. There we go. Damaged by seawater. Airplane accident. How wonderful. And while the camera is there, I shall zoom back out a little bit. And we don't just have water damage. There we are. That's a slightly later one, 1954. Crashed in Singapore. Comet. Now, I've noticed something rather concerning here, because all these aircraft seem to either be named or the manufacturer named the model beginning with C. Comet, Cygnus, the Calpurnia, the Challenger. What's the lesson? Check out the name of any aircraft you fly in the future, because it's clearly not safe, well, especially if you're a bag of mail. Anyway, Andy, what have you got?
Well, I've got something a little different. I'm with Great Britain. I'm going to come straight over to the camera now and talk you through a rather specialised collection to show what you can do if you collect just one issue. I'm going to go and put some of these under the glass for you to enjoy. Here we have the 1929 Postal Union Congress. It's just an ordinary looking postcard. Its price there, 75p. Wow.
I paid twice that.
Well, I would. But what's cute about this, it's got the broken reef variety, which is listed in the specialised Stanley Gibbons catalogue. I'm just going to zoom in, and the collector has got a serious bargain.
Do you think he knew?
Yes, he would have spotted this. He was a specialist.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I'll just show you the broken reef. It's in this upper left one here, just here. Very scarce variety, and there we have it on a commercially used postcard, bought for 75p. Can't be bad. Anyway, this is a collection just of this issue on cover, and we've got all sorts of variations that you can assemble to make a really interesting collection. £2 this time. £2, any more? Right, this one, we've got the 1829 variety. I'm going to zoom in so we can have a look at the variety there. And there we have the joined 8th there of 1929. Again, listed in the Stanley Gibbons Specialised Catalogue. There's dozens and dozens of other varieties within the sheet and the different plates you can get on these, as well as the ones listed in the catalogues.
I mean,
now,
the whole psychology of plate floors is interesting, isn't it? Because
absolutely,
they have to be constant, just odd dots and dashes here and there, much less interesting, and they have to be generally accepted and often have a cool name.
They do.
To get themselves listed in the price guide.
Yeah. And this collection, just illustrates that with a bit of knowledge and time on your hobby, you can often find, bargains that haven't been spotted in dealers' boxes. So we're going to move on to the postal history that you can have associated with this issue. We've got the Postal Union Congress special cancellation there of London. You can get them cancelled before the Congress was even opened. You get them on the day of issue and right the way through till the Congress closed. And they're often addressed to overseas destinations because there's so many delegates there from around the world. Here's another one here with the same cancellation. This one, I think, went to Amsterdam. It's got a receiving mark there, and it's got the K29 control pair on, which is quite unusual on cover. First day covers, probably sent by delegates at the Congress. There's one there with a 2.5p stamp on there. I wonder if you checked it for inverted watermark.
No, we'll have to soak
probably not.
it off.
We'll soak all these off later and have a look. So this one's going to Switzerland, 10th of May, the first day of issue of the stamps. Same again, 10th of May. This one with a nice London oval registered violet date stamp. Another similar from the same correspondence. This one's going to Sydney, Australia, with a strip of 3 of the tuppence halfpenny there.
So first day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So then beyond that we have things like flight covers, here with a K29 control strip. More airmails there, the first flight from Brussels via Belgian Airlines to, where's it gone to? Oh, London to Brussels, right, okay. Experimental airmail flight there from London to Melbourne. This is quite interesting. It's an airmail cover gone from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. It would have been flown to Cape Town and then probably by land or even sea round to Port Elizabeth. That's a rather spectacular cover there.
Wow.
With a lot of stamps on there. That's going to Victoria, Australia. Special event cancellations. We've got an exhibition going on at Newcastle on Tyne with the slogan cancellation there. Same again with the slogan cancellation, but actually from a company based in Newcastle on Tyne. Other things we can get is this cover from Barbados to St Lucia, and it's got a Dutch ship's cancellation on there.
Oh, could you zoom in on that?
Yeah, it's rather cute, isn't it? So it's the Simon Bolivar. So that's rather nice. And somebody's even written on there it's got a sideways watermark. You'd never guess because the stamp's placed sideways. I don't think that probably the sender was aware of the excitement some collectors would get. This one cancelled on the USS Arkansas with a nice little flag cancellation there in a blue-black colour. Printed paper rate covers here with this triangular coded cancellation. That one's going to Canada with different cachets on. Another one with this RLO, which is the Railway Letter Office. That's going to the Orange Free State in South Africa from England.
We must have taken this guy.
Oh, I know. It's an amazing collection. Here we have a halfpenny here with an Army Post Office S40 cancel on there. I've got a feeling it was something to do with the Shanghai Defence Force, that one. Southampton Packy Bow there on a nice little window envelope with a single twopence halfpenny franking. We get postage due mail here. Underpaid, only bearing a halfpenny stamp, where of course the rate was a penny at that time. And then more postage due, this time's going to Belgium with the 1 franc and a 40-cent applied on arrival. So I think you'll agree that's quite a cute collection.
I like that, actually. It's certainly
all sorts of aspects that you can collect.
Yeah, and the great thing about a subject like that is it can take you years, but there's such a depth of angles, routes.
And so many people think the postal history collection is all about pre-stamp and 19th century mail, where clearly you can build a varied 20th century collection as well.
Actually, not around covers, but around a stamp issue.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you can do a similar thing with the Wembley issues or Wildings, Machins, you name it.
And not one of them has been burned or soaked.
Yet.
Yes, yes. I won't fly with them.
No.
Anyway, thanks
Hope you enjoyed that.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Comments below. Choose mine.